Hey guys, thanks for watching. Your ideal self, does it exist in a parallel reality? What we're going to talk about today. This is a concept framework that I'm moving towards because of some distinct advantages of being a way of transforming and moving into the life that we want for ourselves, the version of us that we want for ourselves in the most efficient, smoothest, seamless way possible. And it's this concept of parallel realities, identity shifting. We're going to talk about it now. So to start off, I want to talk about an idea that we started off with through the last video, and that is how we form reality. Okay, this form of reality that we understand our life as, that you're living in right now, the part that you want to change, right? Maybe you're anxious, um, overweight, depressed, uh, poor, whatever it is. You want more money. You want to be more lean. You want to be more calm. Whatever. This is where we're talking about shifting realities. Shifting realities. Now, we engage our environment. When we engage our environment and we understand life and we live life through our five senses, right? So you watching this video right now, you are watching me through your eyes, you are listening to me through your ears, you may be smelling something in your environment, you may be touching something in your environment, you could also be eating something and tasting, right? This is all stimuli. This is all an input for our nervous system, for these lower ends of our consciousness, these deeper parts of our consciousness, to process and give us what we call our reality, right? We talk about RAS, the reticular activating system. It filters data that is important for us, right? We can only perceive so much consciously, so it's mostly all going unconsciously. We just don't realize it right now. Um, but this forms our reality. So not all so we're all receiving the same information, okay? But we're interpreting it, processing it all differently. Okay, so we all live in different realities. This is because we all process it differently. Why is that? Because we all have slightly different beliefs about ourselves. Okay, we talk about self-construct, how you think and feel about yourself, the self-image, self-identity. This is huge because how you view yourself forms this very strong belief system about what is important in your life, what's important for you. And this is what your system, your RAS, and your brainstem uses to interpret the data coming in. So, even for me presenting this information to you, I feel this unknown of how it's actually coming across because I know we all live in a different reality. So I want to express myself most clearly so I can express this message, and I can use words and I try to do the best I can, but it's probably missed a lot of times for some people watching this. So, okay, so data coming in, these beliefs we have about ourselves and whatnot, right? They are forming our ability our ability, or determines what we take in and how we process it, right? And this forms our perception. Our perception of what we experience forms our reality. I think we just automatically think that what we see is reality, and everybody sees the same thing, right? It's just not the truth. I know you've noticed this on so many levels. Uh, you say one thing to somebody that's you come at it from a certain, harmless in your mind. You say something, but what? It triggers the other person because their reality is different. What you said meant something way different in their reality. Misunderstandings happen. This is where arguments happen. This is where the world we live in, right? Um, but we know now from science of like studying, even like eyesight, what you're seeing, that the picture of me you're viewing is not actually what you're viewing. We trust that what we're seeing is what we're actually seeing, but the data, the stimuli your eyes are picking up on comes through your eyes, goes back behind the eyeball into your cones and rods or something like that, and it forms an action potential, right? This energetic action potential and energy, um, electrical current that forms this image that throws it back onto our vision receptacles, and we get this image of me. So there's a process from the data coming in to be processed, and then it gives you the image of what you see. So just by that sort of definition of process, you could be missing certain things that you're not actually seeing. You're seeing it, but you're not seeing it. That makes sense. So when we change these parts of ourselves, we are literally shifting into new realities. We are seeing different things. We can hear different things. Um, you taste more. There's so much more we get, and this is where this concept of parallel realities comes in. That there are infinite number of versions of you that exist right now, alongside you. Okay, so I've used the word creating your reality before, but the energy of this really is that you don't have to create what you want for yourself out of nothing. That gives a sense of striving and trying, and this just laborious process of that's what we don't, that's what we're not coming from. You don't have to necessarily create this from nothing. You have to just slip in seamlessly, shift to the version of you that already exists. Okay, so this process, reality shifting, identity shifting, um, is vastly different than what we currently see from a mainstream level around us. Right, most of our world right now is doing it in a different way. You see this from a religious. This is why 95 to 99% of diets, weight loss diets, don't work. They don't actually create lasting transformation. This is why most religious teachings and trainings and whatnot don't create lasting transformation. This is why most self-help strategies don't create lasting transformation. They're just, it's your conscious brain trying to change itself. Okay, and we are so much more than just our thinking rational conscious brain. We are mostly our subconscious, our unconscious, hidden under the surface brain. And that's the part that, this programming or belief system that we all have in the subconscious is what is dictating our reality. It's what giving us our thoughts and our emotions, our feelings. It's the box we live in, this little framework, this reality, right? So changing ourselves, transforming ourselves lastingly or in a real way is going to the subconscious. It's not just trying to change things through certain habits or certain behaviors and certain, it's actually going in at an emotional level. The subconscious um, communicates and deals at the feeling level. And so thoughts and emotions are related, right? When we think, it stirs up and activates feeling. That's the purpose of what we want to use thoughts for. But so in this new concept um, that I'm presenting, it's not the striving, trying to control, trying to just add on hacks and behaviors and things to try to fix or correct or whatever the way we are now. It's really just letting go of the reality you're living in, the version of you you're living in, the behaviors you're living in. It's just letting go, and it's moving on to another reality. And it just starts with this, like just hearing and understanding is a huge step to shifting. Okay. Um, Visualization, giving yourself visual mental images about this version of you where you're going, and you can do this in in a meditative state, which can help a lot. But this is how you feed your mind this and live in for a temporary time in this reality you're going towards, and then letting go and just going and being in your and just being who you are. This is going to bring up. It's going to bring up the limiting, fearful, mental stories and emotions that are locking you into your reality right now. Okay, we want to bring those up. We want to bring those up. So shift the story around those as being one of, oh man, this is happening, into one of like, this is how we shift and change. We have to uproot the system. And as you start mentally, you start you start thinking about what you want for your life and start feeling that version of you having already gotten what you want and living in that reality. You're going to start noticing this stuff come up. And this is the process of letting go. And there's a version of letting go that I've heard before and taught before, or had taught before. I've seen trainings on this that looks a lot like controlling and resistance. Because when you realize that the version of you, your ideal version of you already exists, you don't need to fight and act like you're living in the one you're currently in, right? So letting go looks like not resisting. It's not resisting emotions anymore. It's not resisting these thoughts, these parts that we don't like. Maybe it's just letting them be, because that's a version of you that's dying out. It's a reality of you that's dying out. And so when you just let it go, and you let go of the resistance, you can then shift a lot faster into where you're going. So be mindful of that process. That's going to be one that is a huge part to shifting, is letting go of the attachments we have to our emotions and feelings, like sadness, guilt, shame, fear. These stories and beliefs are going to come up, and that's what we're letting go of. So you're going to embody the version of you that you want to become. Whatever that version of you that you want to become is doing, feeling, that's where you're stepping into. And there is a lag time, right? Where maybe your external world doesn't change, but internally, it's your faith in who you are, okay? Who you visualize for yourself. There's a faith process of letting that materialize into your reality. But you are embodying this new reality you are now living in, and the old one can be let go of, and that's the process. And I'm going to be talking from this perspective because I do feel it's the most efficient, the most simplest way to change our reality, to get to where we're going, and have a better life. So thank you for watching. And like always, if you have any questions, please ask them below. Please subscribe. Thanks.